Howdy, Well X Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright, I think I'm gonna head out here and see about, ooh, can I... Can I smash through this fence? Gonna head out here for this, treasure. And I could smash through the fence. Oh, not so much that one, though. Ooh. I feel like in real life, you just punch right through those. But yeah, I thought I'd, head out here do a little treasure hunting. See if my truck can even get out through here. Probably could have taken that path back there. Let's see. I watched the Black Adam movie. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but it was fun. I felt like there were a couple of scenes that were could have been done better. I guess to put it that way. Spoilers for Black Adam. I got a scene in there where Black Adam is in this tube, right? And he's basically giving up his powers, and oh, can you do it? Can you get up here? Can you do it? Can you do it? And so, you know, the bad guy obtains his ultimate power while Black Adam is in this tube. And so they need Black Adam to come back and regain his power, right? And because there's no way they can I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's no way they can... I was going to say there's no way they can beat him without him, but they clearly said that there was a way they could beat him earlier, but it would cost the life of Hawkman. But, you know, they gave up Fate for the alternate version, so I'm not certain that necessarily any of it... It's a you know, pretty blatant plot holes regarding Dr. Fate's position in all of this, honestly, but yeah, I liked it. I just they just had this drawn out scene where he's in this tube and the base he's put in is like under the water, like at the bottom of the ocean kind of thing. And he comes out of the tube and then has to swim up through the water, and then he has a dream sequence where he's like seeing his family and stuff, and I'm just like, why didn't you just have all that be in the tube? Like, you didn't even need this base to be underwater at this point. You took it too far. And then my other complaint that I had for it was they have like this big action fight scenes between Black Adam and the Justice Society, who think he's a villain. I mean, he kills people, so they're against him. Right? And so they go out to fight him, and they have like this huge across the city fight scene, right? But Black Adam is like stronger than them as a four-person team. Um, but then they bring in a guy who's supposed to be like the opposite of Black Adam, right? And the entire fight with him basically takes place in one room. I'm just like, that's weird. Like, why wasn't the fight against him bigger? I I don't understand. Like, I feel like if he's the opposite of Black Adam, when I say opposite, what I mean is the Shazam power that Black Adam has and that Captain Marvel or Shazam, if you want to call him that, has. He goes by either or in the comics. Uh, but they come from these seven wizards, right? And it's like the power of the gods, the speed of Mercury, the lightning of Zeus, the strength of Hercules, the wisdom of Solomon. I guess those aren't gods, but you know what I mean? And so there's like the power of the seven wizards, you know. And so the bad guy in the Black Adam movie is supposed to be this demon version of that. And so he's got, I mean, I guess he's got the powers of seven. I don't know because they didn't really play it out, honestly. Basically, the dude got the powers of Sabak, and they said it was the opposite of the wizard's power. And then that was basically the end of it. Then he went and punched a little bit at Hawkman and stuff, and then him and Black Adam fought a little bit, and um, and that was the end of the movie. And I'm just like, I liked it, but I wish that there'd been a little more in the opposite powers fighting each other genre that you kind of set up in your movie and then didn't do anything with. I'm not saying there need to be like, his weakness. I just assumed that he had the same powers as Shazam. Oh, that was my shovel breaking. Um, just his powers came from demons, or like he'd have seven powers that were different. Um, I don't know what. I honestly don't know what because I don't know that I remember the seven powers of Shazam. Uh, strength, wisdom, speed. That's where I run out. Black Adam has lightning. I've never seen Shazam, the Shazam character, throw lightning. I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe I just don't remember. Anyways, I just basically felt that one scene could have been greatly reduced in length. I also like. I like big epic moments in my movies. And not that there weren't some fun moments in this movie, but there's like that moment, right, where the hero is at his end and he reaches deep for that one last ounce of strength he has, right? And so I feel like, oh, I'm digging outside my. No, I'm inside my circle. I don't know if this thing is above me somewhere or nope, because that's the ceiling. Where are you hiding in here, chest? Um, and so I felt like the say the name moment in Black Adam should have been way bigger. Um, than it was. It was just I don't know. The whole scene just rubbed me like it was too inconsequential. Okay, so this is the scene. Black Adam is in the chamber, right? And so what he's done is he's given up his powers, um, and willingly. went to Amanda Waller's prison. And so they put him in this tube that's going to keep him unconscious so he can't say Shazam anymore. And oh, there it is. And so during the fight against the demon Sabak, um, Fate tears open the cell from Kandak, where he's at. And oh, well, if you hit the right button there. Ooh, a weapons chest. Nice. And a huge chunk of money in there, too. That was a good treasure for me. Now, where to leave my truck? Way over there. I don't think I left it over there. It seems to have rolled down the hill. What are you doing over here? Didn't I leave you on a flat surface over there somewhere? Now we gotta try to get home. And so he comes out of there, and some guards are like, you need to stop, you know, and they attack him, and so he, in his human form, fights a bunch of guards. And then makes it to the exit, which just leads him out into the ocean, and then he tries to swim for the surface, and then he runs out of air and kind of passes out, and then he has this whole thing where he's seeing his family, you know, his son and his wife, and of course they're dead like 5,000 years, and he got his in the movie he got his power from his son, and then they killed his son immediately afterwards, and so he went on a rage and, you know, destroyed most of the city in vengeance, and then the wizard sealed him away, and so, you know, there's like this moment where his son is like, you know, I chose correctly, you know, you are worthy of the power of Shazam, and then, you know, it's like, just say the name, and then he says the name, and he turns back into Black Adam, and he goes to fight the bad guy. It was okay. It was an okay scene, but it wasn't very, like, your big moment to bring Black Adam to the point where he has to reach for that last little bit of strength is the fact that he can't breathe underwater. I just... I felt like there could have been a little more... Oh, you know, I should have gone to the store. I'm gonna head over to the store. I just felt like there could have been a little more to it. And then, like I said, the final fight I felt was kind of weak. Must have used up their budget on the fight earlier. But yeah, no, it was pretty good. It just wasn't... Listen, compared to some of the superhero movies that have come out, it was better than good. It was way better than Thor: Love and Thunder. Let me tell you that, because I hated that movie. I hate what they've done to Thor. I hate it so much. I was a huge Thor fan in the first two movies, and it's just gone steeply downhill from there for me. I'm a big fan of stories where the okay, clearly I don't know where I'm at. I'm a big fan of the stories where the hero has to grow across the story. Like, I read fantasy novels. I love fantasy long series. You know, stuff like The Belgorod, or The Wheel of Time, or Lord of the Rings, or I especially enjoy the genre of what Harry Potter would fall in. The chosen one who has to learn to be right. Um, I'm not. I thought Harry Potter was okay, but I didn't think it was as good as everyone makes it out to be because I've read so much fantasy at this point. Um, that I just found Harry Potter to be a middling story. I don't think it's as good as like the Alera Codex, for example, is a very similar in that genre. Kid doesn't know he's the chosen one kind of thing. Goes to training. During training, discovers either he's got powers or the world conspires against him, and he's the only one that can become the hero. So like the Alera Codex or the Arithmetist or um, the Lightbringer Saga. Is that what that series is called? By Brent Weeks. So I do really enjoy that kind of storyline. And I don't even know why I got off on this tangent about how I like that. So it's not that I don't like that kind of storyline, but for me, I need bigger fantasy. I The Wheel of Time, for example, is an amazing, one of my favorite stories. Terry Brooks with his Shannara series. There's like 50 books or something in that series.
Yeah, what do you want?
I know I always fail. All right. Just want to know if you had anything useful for me here. It's not looking like it. It's not too bad of a price. I think I'll grab that. And I might as well grab this too while I'm here. Oh, I'll grab this one too. Just gonna load up on the old
Careful out
books.
there. You wouldn't want to get hurt.
Okay, buddy, I'm gonna try to take another job. Alright, I suck at
You
these.
can't say I'm not surprised.
I'm gonna take it, but I'm probably gonna fail it. And I can't do it right now because I definitely don't have enough ammo. Can't read these books while I'm in the car, apparently. Alright, now let's get back home and check on my ammo production. I've been feeding brass and stuff into the furnace. And I'm not sure where I stand on gunpowder. I also watched Barbarians this weekend. That was good. That's very different than Black Adam for sure. I didn't think I was gonna like it at the halfway point, but I did like it in the end, and had a nice. I mean, I've seen it before, but I like the little twist at the end, and yeah, it was pretty good for the kind of horror movie that it was. Um, Spoilers for Barbarians. I really like that little twist at the end, where the monster was more compassionate than the guy that got rescued. Um, but the monster still had to die because it was a monster. Right. So I thought that was a pretty nice twist. Which you, yeah, I mean, it's a twist I've seen before, but it's not a twist that most movies seem to take the effort to try and include anymore. But I did enjoy that for sure. Um, we were gonna watch some more Andor this week, but that didn't happen. We were gonna watch Willow, but we got started so late that all we did was watch the Willow movie. I am mildly looking forward to Willow. I mean, no, I'm not mildly looking forward. I'm looking forward to Willow. I don't know that it'll be any good. Oh, come on, guys. I was just trying to figure out how to get through here. I don't need no vulture attacking me in the middle of town. Um, it was nice to watch Willow again. It's been a while since I've seen it. It was fun to see that it's still a good movie. Still enjoyable for what it is. Being a kids-ish level fantasy story. Which I enjoy, as we established with my love of fantasy. uh, Made it through the first book in the next fantasy series that I picked off of that best fantasy series list. Um, the fifth season is the name of it. It's okay. I don't think it's as good as the first book of Ash and Sand. But so far it's a better story. Because I know what happened to Ash and Sand. Um, oh wow. I guess I kind of thought there would be a ton of gunpowder waiting for me. There's not though. Ugh, we gotta make some gunpowder. 7. Because let me tell you, 41 bullets ain't gonna cut it. Oh, I've got more than 41. 182 bullets ain't gonna cut it. Does this go in here too? Yeah. I always need a little bit of clay. Alright, let's go head out and I could try and mine up some more supplies for gunpowder, I guess. Um, saw the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That looks like it's going to be awesome. I didn't care for the second one as much as the first one. But the third one, the trailer at least looks really good. Obviously, you can't. Well, I guess it's about 50-50 if you can tell from the trailer what a movie is going to be about. They don't have a lot showing in the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I saw Adam Warlock's in it, and I know that there's a good chance at least one of the Guardians is going to die. And the comment section was saying it was going to be Rocket. And I know this is the final Drax movie. So, uh, you know, he's probably not making it through, I guess, if this is the final Batista movie here. But yeah, Adam Warlock showed up at the end of 2. they showed like a cylinder with him inside of it at the end of, I think that was 2. Um, okay, so that's iron. I don't need the iron. This is what I need right here. But I don't know if he's going to be against them or with them. I just played through not too long ago the Guardians of the Galaxy video game where he was both. So, that was pretty good. It's a little different from the movies because it's, more based off the comics than the movies. But it definitely feels like Guardians of the Galaxy. Although the gameplay got pretty repetitive. Decent enough storyline though. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of me and the nephew spent a few hours Friday night and then a few hours on Saturday burning through 20 episodes of Mobile Suit Gundam, the original Mobile Suit Gundam. He hasn't seen it before, and I have a hankering to watch some Gundam. Gundam is my favorite anime series. Gundam Wing is my favorite of the mecha genre, but I haven't seen all of the Gundam series, so I thought I'd maybe head in that. Who knows? I've got horrible, what I call gaming ADD, where I can't stick with anything. So the fact that we made it through 20 episodes, pretty nice. Are we ever going to watch it again? Who knows? That's only like halfway through the first series. And I think there's around 300 episodes total. Oh. Let's not crush me to death down in here, guys. Oh. For the so Gundam's an interesting series. Series of series, I guess you could call it. So the first series came out in like 1979, and it's set in a war, and the main theme that runs through the Gundam series is that there are one or a handful of super special mecha called Gundams. Not all the Gundam series have Gundams in them, but most of them are. Like when I say most of them, I mean like there's 2 or 3 that don't have Gundams in them. But they take place in the Gundam universe. So like there's a MSA team, I think doesn't have a Gundam in it. That was the only one I could think of off the top of my head, but it's still set in the same war and it follows people during that war. They're just not the Gundam pilot, right? And so usually the series focuses on the Gundam pilots. And they are often special people that are referenced as new types eventually. I don't think the first series calls them new types, but I'm pretty sure in the second series they call the main character in that a new type. Which are just basically they're I think I read that they have psychic abilities that they can sense each other, but mostly it's that their reflexes and perceptual awareness are way higher than normal persons, and so it makes them excellent mecha pilots. Um, and jeez, I'm gonna kill myself with cave-ins. And so uh, I love giant mecha, right? And so the um, the Gundam series is mostly giant mecha fighting other giant mecha. Although, you know, the first one, like I said, we made it 20 episodes in, and it's pretty good because it's like there's a war, and before the show starts, the two opposing factions, the Earth Federation and the Principality of Xeon, have managed to kill off half the population of humans across Earth and space. And so they've declared a ceasefire, and then Xeon attacks a space colony, which is what they call their giant space stations that are designed to look like Earth, that is secretly running production on Gundams. Man, I'm getting so close here to killing myself with cave-ins. And so, um, all right, well, we got a couple thousand more Niter here. I think I've still got some coal back at base, so I'm gonna take this back and see how we're at. Uh, and um, and so when they attack the base, what happens is the son of one of the scientists who are developing the Gundams, or maybe he's an engineer. I don't remember. Winds up piloting the mecha, and he between him and the evacuations, a bunch of civilians, including the Gundam pilot, wind up on board the recently finished mobile spaceship base thing called White Base. It's a spaceship, but it has, you know, launching capabilities for Gundams. And so they basically flee from the station and then are on the run from the Zeons. And they get forced down and on the planet. And when they enter the atmosphere, they enter the atmosphere deep in Zeon territory, and so they have to slowly fight their way across Zeon territory, trying to get back to Earth Federation territory. I think we just made it back to Earth Federation territory. I think. We're getting pretty close if we haven't made it there yet. But yeah, so I enjoy that. I enjoy the whole concept of it, trapped behind enemy lines, fighting their way to get free, you know, civilians having to work with the military in, you know, military jobs because there's no one else there that can do it. Right, the captain gets killed, so the 19-year-old has to take control, you know, although he looks like he's 30 compared to the other teenage characters on the show. Oh, dang it, you know, I was looking at those dang flags. It's not where I wanted to be. But yeah, and then I know the second one is a direct sequel. In fact, I think the next two are direct sequels that include some of the same characters. So the first one's Mobile Suit Gundam, and then there's Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta, Mobile Suit Gundam Double Z. And all of which I've seen in the past. But yeah, it's so there's like 300 episodes ish that all take place in that specific universe, and then there are other Gundam series that don't take place in the same universe as the initial. Oh, it's only 600. All right, so looks like I need to go get some coal. Um, oh, right. I need to take some medicine and put on a splint. Medicine. Really? Can I splint my? No? Is there nothing I can do for this? Crazy. What would take a pain pill? Will that help? But yeah, so my favorite in the series is Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing is in its own universe, and um, I don't know. It's just it's a similar story. There's no white base, but um, there's ongoing war between different factions, and the space colony um, build 5 Gundams out of a special material that's only available from space, I guess. And so that's the thing, is that the Gundams are always way stronger than the regular mobile suits, is what they call their mecha. Um, Not that they're indestructible, but they're, like a tier or two quality wise and power wise. Which is cool and all, but your soldiers still has to face off against entire armies that are, constantly attacking them. So like I know like the Mobile Suit Gundam uh, like lost its foot and stuff like that during some of their battles in Mobile Suit Gundam, and so it's not impervious to damage or anything. And there's a lot of it deals with like the fallout of the choices of the pilots and psychological damage from being in a war and stuff like that. And so that's why I really like the series. But um, uh, yeah, Gundam Wing is my favorite one. That one's like I said, five soldiers sent to Earth to disrupt the war plans of the different factions, and so they're basically meant to cause chaos on Earth to stop them from turning their eye. Man, none of this is cool. um, but yeah, that's I don't know. It's just always been one of my favorites. That was uh, dude, that yellow marker is not what you're going for. Okay, stop trying to go to that yellow marker. That's later. Right now, we're trying to get coal so we can make enough bullets to survive the yellow marker. Um, but yeah, it's I would just back in the day before the internet and stuff, I I purchased Gundam Wing, so it's a pretty old series at this point. It's been a long time since I watched it. Dang it, I'm going the wrong direction. And so yeah, I don't know if we'll ever make it to it in my Gundam watching. I've been trying to watch like Iron Blooded Orphan, which is the new one of the new series. I've watched some of it, but I haven't finished it yet. And then now they've got because there's a lot of series, and they keep releasing series in the Gundam series because it's very very popular. It's so popular that they have a life-size statue of a Gundam in Japan. Um, and when I say life-size, I mean like it's multiple stories tall because Gundams are huge. Um, but what is the other one called? The Witch of Mercury or something like that. Is this cool? No. This cool? Wait. Somewhere I hit Cole. Oh, this guy whining. No! No! Don't scrap my drink. Drink it. But I really like the main character in Gundam Wing. Is basically raised to be a soldier, and so he doesn't really grasp uh, people interactions, and so it's a really interesting look to watch him have to grow to be an sort of a person as the series progresses. And then, we've got my favorite moment in the series. I guess there's two of them. The first one is the corporations develop automated mobile suits, and so they're run by an AI, and one of their main officers um, sees what they're doing, tells them that they shouldn't do it because it's wrong, in his words, and so they invite him to the first testing of the mobile dolls, as they're called. And so he runs out, and when they're talking about how much more amazing the mobile dolls are than the human piloted Zaku's, and he runs out and gets in a really old training model, and then enters the battlefield and proceeds to wipe out all the mobile dolls because he's such a skilled pilot. And then he comes back and punches through the wall of the building, and then gets out of the cockpit and climbs down the arm and resigns from their group and tells them that if you're just sending machines to fight machines in space, then what's the point? And that was I love that part. Uh, Trey Kushranada, I think is the dude's name. And then my other favorite part is they a lot of times in the series, right? Because it's a show. Um, you'll get about halfway through the series, and then the good guys and the bad guys will both upgrade their equipment. Right. It's pretty common in anime for the heroes to get power ups, right? And so one of the power ups they have in the show is this thing called the Zero Cockpit, and the person who it's designed for is the main guy they follow, Hero. Um, but he is he is nowhere to be found when it gets introduced to the series. He has gone missing. And so there's this other pilot who's who's piloting a Gundam because it's the right thing to do, and he wants to save people, whereas Hero is doing what he's doing because he's got orders. Because Hero's not really a person. Hero is a soldier, and that's it, right? He's got to learn to be a person. But Catra is a person, and so when they put Catra in the Zero Cockpit, they have to. It's an emergency. They're gonna die if they don't do it. Catra goes crazy because the cockpit syncs with the pilot's mind, and scans through everything they know to tell them who their enemy is, and Catra can't handle it. Um, and so he sees everyone as his enemy, and so he uses the power of the Gundam Wing Zero machine to destroy one of the space colonies. And so then that sends him into a huge, you know, PTSD moment on the show. Um, that leads into my favorite moment, and that's when Hero finally gets in the cockpit, um, because he doesn't even have an opinion on the war. And so he goes out in the cockpit, and he goes into space, right, where they're fighting. And he starts fighting who he's been told to fight, and he's just screaming at the cockpit show me my enemy, show me my enemy, and it can't because he doesn't have one. He doesn't have an opinion. He barely has a personality. And I love that point where he finally breaks down and starts to become the hero pilot that he's supposed to be, rather than just the soldier following orders. But yeah, fun shows. All right, with that, be brand small things, lean to the light. I will talk to you later.